Timesre. Tokono, matro niyama kakra. There's a history, Obi. There are 3 arms of government. In UK, the arm of government that is supreme is Parliament.
Yeah.
If the courts give a ruling and Parliament doesn't agree, or want to make a legislation, no one will do the court.
The ruling of the court.
But in Ghana, the arm that is supreme, Obi, you're a lawyer, is the judiciary.
Sure.
So the only arm that can rule that a decision by Parliament should be undone, or a decision by the cabinet executive should be undone, is the judiciary.
Yes.
Now, if you find yourself in a position where you give ruling on a decision taken by the executive, then it becomes extremely dangerous if the constitutional arrangement is that the executive is the one that will receive a petition about you, constitute, forward it to a council of state, which is largely formed by the executive, and then also a committee formed and chaired by one appointed by the president. It was a dangerous arrangement in the constitution. But if you understand context, I get where it's coming from. When we started as a fresh democracy, we put stability over, how do you call it, independence. Because imagine you have a new democracy where president says A, chief justice says to hell with you. Yes. But after 33 years, these threats have started emerging. And you see, one interesting thing is that this is not the first time the executive, in the form of a political party then when they were in opposition, had problems with political cases that had political connotations. The famous, there are many ways of killing a cat.
Killing a cat.
Obi, history is important too. There was a political party in Ghana whose chairman, their leader, said that one particular chief justice, because of her rulings and where she came from, she had to go. Not because she had taken a bribe. Obi, you see, we the online man, Okoboy, say judge me, you say now. First thing I say, because I've heard some of my NDC brothers say that, oh, go and check the last post they did, the confidence in the judiciary was no. They were a corrupt institution. Obi, has that corruption got to do with traveling with a husband or with a child? It has to do with their behavior sometimes, some of them.
It's not just traveling, they pay them.
Oh, I'll come there. But my point is that what the ordinary Ghanaian listening to Okobo this afternoon wishes for or would have been excited about is for a judge who's going to take money and not letting the law work, but urge bribes. You see, you're permanent. And you make President Mama, Nyamin Shirao, Unkwasu. But when you have a history of being a political party, much Moody, Mameno, and some judges were problem in opposition. Look, President Mama met lawyers. These are all facts. And said, I didn't know any balance. I was a Muslim, Nanya balance. Them balance in Ayekano. Service, political party balance. Obi. There's a history. So the point I'm making is, I wish those people who were around John Mills, may so rest in peace. I wish my uncle John Hama had some of them. Why am I saying so? There were people who told President Mills that sack Wood, Georgina, she has to go. In fact, to the extent that on you beside the question face to face, meet the press. And our papa say, why are you still keeping Georgina Wood? And when I say, look, young man, okay, papa na come to you because I want the president can say, look at my face. Can you see my face? Do I look like a cat hunter?
A cat hunter.
And look, the summary of there are many ways of killing a cat. Only the child. It means that if you want to get her out, you can find a way to what? Get her out. Now, Obi.
Georgina Wood is a lady.
Obi, yes. Obi, Unim.
Yes.
I feel sad for Justice Tokono because I know in my heart, says Sebi, on your political activists like Okoboy. I don't want to swear, but I know, say, Mami Way, me just apart from going to a polling booth to vote, she had nothing to do with politicians. But I see that largely her sins were too. The mere fact that Akufo-Addo appointed her is one of her sins. Oh, say me so me come Obi, say I can't Obi. Another sin that this woman committed, in fact there were 3, is that when you talk to people, Obi, me a doctor, and so I speak to some lawyers. Apparently, Ghana your culture be. Only akwala in quotes. Ejuma be a o age, ever from Kakra. Obe mu ebi away 10 years. Now, edumu omu 20 years. Now edu overall boss be mawa. Eya asem kesema o. I've talked to some people who tell me that so the problem she had was that she was relatively young compared to some of
there were other senior judges on the
exactly, Obi.
Supreme Court bench.
We must get the context. And the third one is the first time I started asking my colleagues, who is this woman, was at the 2020 election petition. Obi, some of the questions were pointing. Obisa question per question no unravel nyama. Now ultimately we say politicians na omo a particular position no mame no approach no na enye one day. Ghana yen na eti aye free. Na unanimous FC obi free. Oh, mame we nyame mboano. You have politicians who went to court to play a psychological game because I'm a physician. They lost an election because they want their followers not to lose hope. They went to court and said that we didn't lose, we were robbed. When they got to the court, Obi, even if it had been Fachemi, footballers, doctors, if I was a Supreme Court judge, the case was so clear. Say, Obi, so unlike 2012 Ekufo-Addo, where there was 5-4, who said decisions were split because some of the cases we made that. Ultimately say, hey, I do where I say. Yet not just say a whole presiding officer one sign. No, what the law says that shall sign. Those things didn't happen in 2020. It would have been unanimous even for footballers, doctors, teachers, and nurses. Now, so I politics inti. Obi person who say, oh, you winning and I'm no umpire. Say, oh, court judges waiting on only unanimous FC. Obi, that thing had a way of putting them in the bad light to some of their followers. There's a background. And no man just say some of them sebi omoko and some money by ebeji. And I will not mention the lawyer's name. There's an interesting coincidence. Lawyer na Justice Stockholm Bisa say papa de who can yentina afibo constrained to the point in my ass sometimes opening the court or behaving the way as a mommy way hammy mommy way doing office or yeah kwa yi tokonu ewo committee lawyer only the petitioners Obi sebi ye nu anu say na ambi. It's not a coincidence or the bamini ya asem and a che complainant na odi adibaye no ono anu odi nenim na Obi oh mobo say ya pamo yesi de na baye a Obi sebi fachemi enye say sebi ukofa 2 kura na odi 2 kwan fachemi sure. But ukura odi ni tifie na Obi I'm coming Obi insembi emuye bro I'm coming Obi sebi the other heads unim say Justice Stockholm was a head of an arm of government.
Sure.
All the 3 heads, they don't enjoy exactly the same thing, but they try to make sure that at least some of the things they enjoy. Almost say, I'll give you an example. All of them retire on their salary.
Yes.
Abambagui retires on salary.
Yes.
That's not the point.
Oh, President Mahama, before he came, he was taking the salary of the city president, not even when he was president too. Justice Stockholm retires on salary. The other arm, when they are traveling, don't they travel with their spouse? Oh, God have mercy.
And that is not the
so
point.
If Obi see the contradiction, President Obama took choir and I grant him Aulia Boni or the Yemami Lodina as on some of the children took choir. Sebi wa ye juma di ama nyami dina duha enya boni e bani saying na mami wa ye law juma over 40 years. Oh please Obi.
No, but the travel policy allows the per diem.
Obi,
wow, but please.
What am on so ono when you adrian?
Yes.
Ono say
Who's a now only bibi made the lawyer you go to Bonkomo.
Yeah.
The lawyer for Justice Stockholm.
Sure.
Or me uncle to my friend. Or see Dr. Cowboy, Mamin Kacha Bibi. Yeah, the policy to panel name say policy judicial council judicial service. Our former chief justice are using say to choir. The spouse echo. But the Emma or Musisa can say instead of spouse, you can go with one person of your choosing. Yeah, chief justice bia. No, not by divine way, no, or any spouse. And Jalina ko said yeah, cross spouse, bounce on nibi. And I say okay, and yeah, made it no be one. Yeah, kasa up to a no. No NDC person is referring to the travel policy of the judiciary. Obi, I want to dare the judicial service. Within 48 hours, they should publish as we speak. What's his name? Bafuboni.
Yes.
Acting. Watukwamibwa.